Hello and welcome back to some more Satisfactory. Don't know why I stuttered there. I really don't. So last episode we got the call going. So today we're gonna be doing overclocking, I believe. So that's gonna be something we're doing. What do I have on me? Okay, so now for today I think I'm gonna bring my slugs and open my object scanner. I can scan for them, but let's get the guide going. So basically, I have an object scanner. So, I mean, I could use that.
Hello, once again, to all my fellow Fix It employees out there. Welcome back to another exciting episode of How to Satisfactory, a series where I am teaching you, the beginning Satisfactory player, how to play the game through tips, tricks, basically tutorials, walkthrough, everything you need to basically just get going in the game. So, I want to begin this video by saying a huge apology for the extended absence away from making these videos, essentially. And I hope you guys have stuck around, and I know some of you have
Yeah,
been
so
patiently waiting for the next episode. Some of you may have thought that I may be going into a steel production in this episode, and I hate to disappoint you, but we will not be doing that. We will be getting ready to start that though for the next episode, but there's a few things that I've kind of not really solved yet or gone over that I want to go through today in this episode before we start steel production.
so it's
Now
easy
that
to
we
go on
actually
top of
have
this ship.
co-production, we don't have to worry constantly about filling up the biomass generators and worrying about any of that. Now is a good time to actually kind of sit and go through a few other things that we need to do. Plus,
But you
it
can
gives
probably
me a
hear
chance to
himself.
kind of get back into the habit of making videos. Where I was gone for so long, it's taken me a little bit to kind of just
Everyone could
get
also listen
the
to
gumption
God.
to,
You can
to make
pause
another
it.
video, to get the get up and go, so to speak. But I am back, and we are going to continue. So, first of all, I do also want to say that I highly recommend to everyone out there who has been playing along with this walkthrough. Like, if you've been using this as a guide and playing through and trying to do everything exactly the same way I do it, I highly recommend that you do a different save game, because in this game you can have multiple saves, so you can start an entirely new game and basically try the game out on your own, experiment, play the game in different ways, just play around with it, essentially. Take the things that I have taught you, go into a different save game, and use those in your own ways, and just play and experiment and learn new things on your
I
own.
wish there was a
Highly
way to make it
recommend that.
like
It's a great
day.
way to kind of still learn the game, but you can also still keep up with these videos that I make as well. All right, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started today. So, as I said, we need to get ready for steel production. But before we can do that, there's a few things that we still need to grab that I think are going to be extremely useful. For one, just to get into the advanced steel production, like once we start doing these and stuff, we're going to need these heavy modular frames, or we can make those, but we're going to need modular frames before we can even do anything with that anyway. So, yeah. What I recommend, actually, right now, is let's go ahead and get into improved melee combat. So, this is going to give us the Xeno Basher, which is much better than the Xeno Zapper. It's going to give us one more hand slot, and it's going to give us some inventory slots. Now, in order to get this, you're going to need some rotors, which we should have plenty of by this point. We're going to need some reinforced iron plates, we're going to need some wire, and we're going to need some cables. So let's head up to all of our inventory storage area
Boom.
there and grab everything that we're going to need there. Alright, so I pretty much just grabbed a stack of everything we would need, and I think that should do us for what we need to unlock this. So once again, it's under Tier 4 here, Improved Melee Combat. Now we have everything we need, so let's select that as the milestone, and let's just hold down Control and start clicking the things that we need to put them in there. There we go. And once again, we're going to push the big red button. Alright, so now that we have access to the Xeno Basher, we're going to go ahead and make it. Let's head over here to our equipment workshop real quick. Now, in order to make the Xeno Basher, we are going to need an extra Xeno Zapper. So let's go ahead and make one more of those. There we go. Then we're going to go into our inventory and we're going to take the Xenobasher out of our hand and put it into our inventory slot. Now we have 2 in our inventory. We can go down here to Xenobasher. And it looks like the only thing we're missing is regular modular frames, which we aren't actually making, and that's one of the things we're going to get started doing today. So let's head over here, and we're just going to make, we only need a few of these. It looks like we can make like 40 of them, so I'll make 10. 10's fine. Alright, and once you have your heavy modular frames and everything else you're going to need, head back over here, and let's craft the Xenobasher. Alright, and next, of course, is equipping the Xenobasher. So once you do that, you get this awesome animation here as your Satisfactory employee kind of checks it out. And then he unlocks it. See, we got a cool little dangling wrench right there. So, nice little kind of touch right there. Now, what this does is pretty much, I'm not sure exactly the amount of damage that it does, but I'm just going to say it probably does at least twice the amount of damage, because with the Xeno Zapper, it takes 4 hits to kill one of the chargers, the bulls. With this thing, you only need 2 hits. It will also definitely take out one of the spitters as well, fairly a lot quicker than what
I love this weapon.
will. This is going to be handy because we're going to go exploring here in a minute, and we're going to grab some slugs. Alright, and next we're going to head over here to the MAM, and I would recommend going into, let's see, I would probably say Caterium, no, it's under Mycelia, that's it. So the medicinal inhaler. This is definitely something handy to have. Now you're going to need some Mycelia, which you can find in a cave nearby here. If you don't remember where that's at, it's just kind of to the north of where we're at right now, and right on the edge of the cliff. Alright, you're also going to need some reinforced plates, and you're going to need some rotors. Again, not a problem. We have everything we need now. So we'll research that, which only takes a couple of seconds. Alright, now we got that done, and let's head back.
Oh. For my bug parts. And I mean, they're not bug parts, the animal parts. You don't know. I don't really know.
What are you doing?
And I don't see them. Now this is an annoyance because, you know, because to unlock the, like, the other medicinal inhaler, it requires me going through some stuff that I don't feel like doing, so... Mostly because I have to get status, and that's advanced steel, and I don't have advanced steel unlocked, so... Kinda annoying. But I can make a medicinal inhaler. I might be steeple doing the other one, but this is the one I have to work with, because... Says the recipe, and it's like a tier 4 item now, so... So instead of going to the mycelial one, which is in here, I need 10 statues. We can buy... Oh. I forgot I have to unequip my building mats. And then we'll come over to alien organisms. Research this protein.
Nico, what are you doing?
Now, apparently, if we just scan the hard drive,
Nico, what are you doing?
This is a little interesting Easter egg. Once you get the hard drive thing, you can just click it. And I believe that can only happen once every game. Medicinal. But the protein inhaler requires barrel nuts, which is annoying, but hey, we gotta work with something. So, time to go on a little bit of an adventure to get barrel nuts and go kill some creatures. I might have some more extra parts left, but
Squeaky, squeaky.
I'm gonna head up here. If we find a cave, that would be. Is this a cave? No. But this guy. Whoa. Because I just need the hog remains. It's the bacon. So I believe this is the last of the melee weapons that we have. But I cannot remember. Remember the time the go. I'm gone now. Makes things much easier to kill, honestly. I think the bullets drop anything. I'm pretty sure I've tried it before and I don't. Wasn't there two types of hogs? Yeah, there were. There's the other type. Ooh, that's something I haven't gotten. The Hatchel. One that gives you like little firefly bugs. It's new into the game, but it's still fairly cool. I might die. I better eat. Take that. Whoa! Whoa did me dirty. So I'm gonna do you dirty. So I'm assuming it's gonna take as much as the original hog. Oh, yeah, he took. Oh, that one gives me three though. OP, man. That used to be a spittle. I don't know. It's like a summer school or something. Oh wait, are we on the coast? That's one of the Hatchel remains. I don't actually see any bugs. Well, I need tons of Hatchel pods. That one, I think, did stuff come out? The heck? Interesting. Some reason I was going through everything right now. I don't even know why I'm over here. I guess I'm just trying to get pots, so. Or statos. Statos would be very nice. If I just found like a grass ship or something, that'd be kind of nice. I'm probably not going to find one, but hey, you can dream, can't you? Let me eat. Oh yeah, I got blade warners. I can just eat this. Back to you. You're gonna die today. I know there was another one. Do not fall off there. That's not a good idea. Those ones are hospitals. I guess you're also trying to also find barrel nuts, not you all the barrel nuts you may find, but I think eventually we do regenerate. But that's eventually. I think I'm good on the pots. I just need one. It's time to go home. Where am I? I'm even on the map. Okay, I'm pretty full. I think, let's go this way. Ooh, upgraded spittle, I think. No, they're just plasma spittles. These ones have horns, so you'd think they'd be like a horn tower, like upgraded level or something. The reason I'm not getting any of the power slug is because I don't want to, I don't want to get them too early or too late or something like that. So we are going with him. So once we get back to base, we'll go and do some more of the guide. How many nuts do I have? 15. Oh, we are gonna need way more. Did spend a couple. Well, it took 3 shots to kill. I'm pretty sure this weapon was still better than that. Well, I mean, we could unlock the reborn gun. We do have the materials too, but I do just want to wait, cause the only thing is that he's in the previous version, which can be really annoying when you're trying to build something, or you're trying to make a world like this. You try to do this stuff, it is annoying. So
Where did you go? Oh my god!
we got 30, so I think that can make us something, but I don't know how many can make us. So they're only gonna be a little bit like a guess, but I honestly did kind of just want to get all of the remains and turn them all into stuff, but I wanted to get every remain. So now we have every force thing, which is the hatcher resource. I mean, yeah, I guess it's just for alien protein. You only have to unlock one to get to this one, but this is gonna require oscillators if they don't have steel beams or this. But I think I want to make. Wait, how much did it cost to make the inhaler? Was it 20? Actually, if it was 20, I'm gonna be. No, it was 10. I could already make 3. Whatever. I was gonna watch this YouTube video
Back
and
up
see what
here
it
to alien
gets.
organisms. The rebar gun. Now, previously, I had said that the rebar gun, to me, wasn't really worthwhile. I have been told that the rebar gun can kill a spitter in like 3 hits. I don't remember it doing that, but you know what? We have the parts. Let's go ahead and make one. All right, and get that kind of going there. Alright, since we are waiting on the rebar gun to research, let's go up here to our second deck up here of construction. And let's go down here to the end. Now, one thing I've debated about is whether or not we should go ahead and move these things closer together, or just go ahead and add one to the end. And if we move them closer together, that's going to take a lot more work, but I still would recommend doing so. Like, I would recommend like taking our machines out and then putting them like one here and then one kind of like right here on this square, and then one in the middle, and then one in the square. I would recommend doing that when you have some free time. That way we can kind of get some extra space in here, and maybe if we need more machines, we can totally do that. Just pretty much just compacting things together a little bit. But right now, we are not going to do that. Like I said, we can do that later on. We're going to just go ahead and come on over here, and we're going to add another assembler right here, and make sure it all lines up. There we go.
Can you make like another assembler? It's and now we got the most OP 4 hands. The repo gun is something I've never used. Very nice. It doesn't really aim, but how much ammo? Did you use one whole thing of ammo? Or like if I do this and I reload, did it take 52 from? Yeah, so it's not the most efficient gun, but a weapon, but it's okay. Just dissing it right now. Production assembler. Or is literally one behind. Now this is gonna be really boring. I'm gonna assume. What the? Oh, this is disturbing me. Like, I feel like it really shouldn't be in the blue, but it is. So, okay, whatever.
And you're probably thinking, well, what are we going to do with this assembler?
I'm gonna skip by this part because honestly, you guys don't know what's this.
Power slug will get you 2
Okay,
power shards.
but
Now there is a
basically
third
all I did was
slug.
we got
It
power
is
slug.
a purple
That's all we
one.
did.
They are rare, but they are actually worth 5 power shards. You have to find your first one, and then go in here under power slugs, and then research them. But once you do that, you will then be able to make any other further ones you find from there into 5 power shards after that. Pretty snazzy. Also, since I'm already here in the menu, I'm just going to go ahead and research slug scanning as well. Alright, so what is slug scanning? Well, slug scanning is this. You can go over to your equipment workshop and you can make a hand scanner if you have it unlocked. And from there, you can equip that, and as you have it in your hand, it kind of alerts you to nearby slugs. You can also use it to find like other things as well. Won't really get into that too much today, though. I don't use it a whole lot, but it is quite handy, especially if you're looking for
Now my
slugs.
hands look.
The big question is, how handy is that going to be once Update 6 comes out? We will have to wait and see. Alright, so now, after doing all this work of gathering up all of the slugs and everything else we've done, we are ending the end game of this video, which is getting our production line
Boom.
smoother and more efficient.
Got a bunch of
So
power
what
slugs
I
to
like
click
to
5
do when it
use.
comes to overclocking is to work the issue backwards. It's technically a math problem, so to solve the end game, we have to know what we actually are going to need. So if we come down here to the very end, to the machine that is making the modular frames, we know that we need 3 reinforced iron plates per minute and 12 iron rods. Okay. Now, we have another machine that is also taking the reinforced plates, and that is this one here that is making a smart plates. We know that it needs 2. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So we know 5 reinforced iron plates is what we are going to need total. And again, let me just kind of check on this one. 12 iron rods per minute. So 5 and 12. Alright, so we head down here. This should be the machine making the reinforced iron plates right here. Yes, it is. Alright, we know that we are going to need 30 screws per minute on this one. So if we come down here to this one, we know that we need 50 screws per minute. And this thing is only pumping out, let's see, 2.5, but we need 5. So we have this at like half. So let's pump this up to full, and let's see if this is going to be making 5. I think it will once it finishes the first one. Yes. Okay, so at 100%, a reinforced iron plate assembler is going to make 5 reinforced iron plates per minute. Exactly the number that we're going to need to reinforce iron plates. But it needs 60 screws now. Alright, so now we're up to, let's see, 50 and 60 is 110. So we know that we need 110 screws total. These screws now. Alright, so now we're up to, let's see, 50 and 60 is 110. So we know that we need 110 screws total. And then we need 12 plus... how many iron rods was down here? Ah, here we go. If we look at the rotors, 10. So 12 and 10, 22. All right, so 22 iron rods is what we're going to need, along with 110 screws. And we all know that it takes the iron rods to make the screws. So we have to kind of do the math from down there now, too. So what I'm going to do is head down here to this miner right here. This is the miner that's bringing in all of the ore that's going into this side down here, which is then running from here into the last machines down there that are making the iron rods. So what we're going to do is we are going to go over here to this miner. We're going to take one of our power shards, put it into one of these. Now currently we are making 60 of the ore per minute, but if we turn it up by 1, now we are making 90 per minute, but we are still on a Mark 1 belt, which only does 60. So one of the first things we're going to have to do here is kind of upgrade this. So we'll hit the Mark II conveyor belt and just kind of hover over it, and we can just upgrade that just like that. But we got to do each section, so we will just kind of take care of this here. All right, upgrade that piece, upgrade that piece, upgrade that piece, that one, and this one going into this miner, and we'll go ahead and get that one too. So that miner feeds coming through here, and then it's going into the splitter and splitting into these two machines here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to this miner here all the way on the left hand side. We're going to throw one of the power shards into this one. Alright, and now we need 45 per minute, which isn't a problem because we are making 90 ore per minute split by 2 into 45. Now this one's of course has not been upgraded. It's still using the same amount. It's just using 30. And this one's getting some extra, which that's completely fine for the moment. If you want, you can go ahead and upgrade this one later after we finish these. Alright, so now we are making 45 iron ingots per minute. And we follow the line down through here. And we can leave this as a Mark 1. That's fine because the Mark 1 can support 60 per minute. And we're not using it much. So let's come all the way down here to the end to the very last machine down here. Let's take a look at this one. We are making 15 iron rods per minute in each of these machines. 2 machines times 15 is 30. Alright, well we do need 22 iron rods up above So that's more than enough, you would think, right? Well, just in case you may have forgotten, iron rods are going into these machines here in order to make the screws. So we need 110 screws, and right now we are making 80 screws per minute, but we need 110. All right, so we're going to need a lot more iron rods. All right, so we're going to take and we're going to upgrade both of these machines right here with a power shard. So let's go ahead and do that, like that, and this one into that one. All right, and that is taking 22.5, which is 45 iron ingots divided into these two. So 22.5, 22.5, that's 45 ingots coming down the line. We're using all of the ingots that we are producing from the 90 ore and then going into the smelter and then producing 45 ingots and then into these two. So hopefully you guys are following the math so far. All right, now at this point we are making 22.5 iron rods per minute in each one of these. That is a total of 45 iron rods. All right, so if we come over here to our two machines making screws, 10 screws makes 40, or 10 iron rods make 40 screws per minute. So we're going to upgrade this one as well. And there we go. Now we are making 60 screws per minute. That's a little bit too much. So what we want to do, we want to make 110, right? Which is about 55. So let's say 55 per minute. We can just go right down here, click on that, and then once we get down there, we can just delete those and then type in 55 and hit enter. That's 137.5% clock speed. So we're not using the full clock speed that we are going to be using completely, which is cutting down on the power. Once update 6 comes out, this may cut down on power quite a bit because of the way that they do the power consumption right now at the moment. And that is going to change in update 6. But for the time being, just even underclocking this is going to not use as much power as completely. And we're only going to need 13.75 per minute in the iron rods. But we're making 55 per minute. And we change the same thing onto this one over here. If we do 100 and, well, let's see. We put our shard in there first. And we know it's 137.5%. So we just do that. Now, that is 110 screws per minute, which is exactly the number of screws we need up top. And we are using a total of, let's see, 13.75 per minute on iron rods. Okay, so let me do the math on that real quick. 13.75 times 2, and that equals 27.5. But we also need 22 up top, so plus 22 is equal to 49.5. So we're still not making as many rods as we really need, but this still kind of does better. So what these two machines are going to be doing is taking as many iron rods as they need off of here, and any excess, which is close to the 22 that we need, are going up the line to the top. So let's head up there to our machines up here now. All right, so up here, back up top again, let's take a look at our machine here. So this is similar. We're getting all the screws we need, but we're not getting all the iron rods we need right now at the moment, and we're only running at 63%. Not quite 100%, but it's getting there. And then, of course, this one over here, this is getting everything it needs. It's getting the 30 per minute that it needs of the iron plates, and it's getting the 60 per minute of the screws, so it's running at 100%. So this one is solved. We've solved the problem with the screws. We just are not making enough iron rods, which is causing these machines to not be as effective. So these are at 60%. And again, we really just kind of need more rods. So I would say, since we have more ore going into this one than this one, because this one isn't overclocked right now, what if we went ahead and overclocked this one more, like so. Alright, now that is making 60 ingots per minute. And then if we come down here to these down here, and we take a look at our two rod machines down here, let's go ahead and pump those up one more as well. So let's do that one. Alright, so we have 60 per minute that we can use. And that is making 30 iron rods per minute there. And then we come over here and we do the same thing on this one. There we go. 30 iron rods, and 30 divided by, or 30 times 2 is 60, using all the 60. So yes, all right, so now these two machines are working and producing 60 iron rods per minute. And out of that 60, we have our screws over here that are only using, let's see, 13.75 times 2. Again, if we bring back up our window we were using for math, we really only need like 49.5. So we're making a lot more iron rods at this point, as you can see. This is actually doing quite well right now. And then these are getting sent up above. So now, at this point, our machines above us, our assemblers, not the constructors, but the assemblers, should be working just fine. Alright, just kind of checking on this one right now, and it is doing 69%, but it is getting better. As you can see, it just jumped up to 72%, 73%, right around in that area. So eventually,
Well,
I
this
think
one's
these two will
doing.
become 100%. And that cost us a total of, let me think here. Let's see, let me just count up how many shards we used for this. Alright, so I just calculated that up, and we are using 9 shards on this side alone to get everything working more efficiently. So, looking at how many shards I have left in my inventory, we only have 5 shards left. I honestly wasn't thinking about redoing a couple of these with an extra shard. But yeah, what I would say is just kind of go out, find a few more shards, because I only have 5 left. And what we want to do at this point is do the exact same thing we did on this side, down this side. And we can start by, of course, just running down through here, starting at this miner right here, and then throwing 1 shard in that. There we go. Coming down here. And then just put 1 in each of these machines. So 1 in this one. There we go. And that's going to be making more iron ingots. And then just head down here to our last 2 machines down here, which are making the iron rods. And put 1 in there. And upgrade that. And then put 1 in this one down over here. There we go. Upgrade that. Okay. And we don't have enough left over to do the rest of it. But again, just kind of go out, explore, find some more of those slugs, and get to work. In fact, if you're looking for a quick 2 and you haven't already gotten it yet, now that we have unlocked the yellow slug, what we can just do is just jump over here right into this gas. We just use as much time as possible and jump back out, and we are good. Now we have a slug, a yellow one, that we can get 2 shards out of. Still not quite all we need to finish those up, but I have faith that you guys can find a couple more out in the wild out in here just by exploring. And I recommend just going out, exploring around you. You'll never know what you're going to find. And just get to learn the area around the main hub here that you have. And again, as I said in the very beginning of this video, I also recommend opening up a new save game, starting and just playing on your own. Try a different area, explore, see how things work on your own. Just remember some of the tips and tricks that I have taught you, and you should be fine, honestly, and you'll probably learn more about it than just following everything that I'm telling you to do exactly. You learn by doing, at least I always have, so hopefully I've taught you guys enough to kind of get you going. Now, we're not finished, of course, with this series. Next episode, now that we actually are getting the pieces we need, we can actually go ahead in here, go over to our machine, go into tier 3, and we're going to do basic steel production. All I need to finish this off is some wire, but I'm just going to go ahead and select that milestone and just throw what we need in there, finish off that wire, push the button, and then we're going to get basic steel production ready to go for the next episode. Alright, so that is going to do it for this episode of How to Satisfactory. Hopefully I'm leaving you guys with a better understanding of the math behind overclocking, underclocking, things of that nature. If you have any questions at all, be sure to leave them in the comments below. I will be happy to try my best to answer them for you. Also, I love to hear your comments about the feedback on the videos. There's things you don't like, things you do. I'm still getting a ton of feedback from my early videos about jumping around. I have hopefully been doing better on that and not doing that so much. So yeah, don't really have anything else to add to that. So Again, hope these videos are helping.
Talking about Nico.
Okay, so we're gonna unlock this. And then we will be pretty good. Oh yeah, I'm dying. Um, there we go. Now after this, there is something I am going to unlock in the man. Do we have fabric unlock? Yeah, I think I do, yeah. So I want that one. Oh no, I can't get that one away. I can get this one.
Milestone reached. Steel production unlocked. Foundry grants access to new, simple steel parts. An additional project part can now be constructed. Progress to the next phase is now possible.
Now it's time to make our trip over to a little place called the coal fields. I need coal, so as many stacks as I can carry. Really? As many as I can carry in there. Because we need steel. So I'm gonna make steel. Get that stuff, whatever. 500 pieces I need, and then see you guys in the next video. Bye. Don't know what we're doing next time. Bye.